In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the truth on astrology with the ascension process, showing you where the true power is and how you can tap into it. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you that of astrology in correlation with ascension. Understanding more about this because it's something I see a lot. I've recently got clarity with this. And I want to share with you how you can best move through this process. Now understand that right now on the planet, there's an ascension happening. More and more people every single day are having what is called a spiritual awakening. More and more people every day are raising their vibration. More and more people are understanding every day that they are immortal spiritual beings living temporary human experiences. And because of that, there is this mass wave happening on the planet where people are becoming more aware of who they are and the way reality works. Now, understand that astrology in itself, I'm going to be making a couple correlations here. Astrology in itself is a tool. It is a tool. It's a powerful tool. However, many times people get lost in the tool itself. People get lost in it. I see it a lot. It's like, oh, this influence here. And awareness is power, first off. So you become aware of certain parts of your astrology. It can help you move through it. But here is a new idea that maybe you haven't heard before. And I got this from Edgar Cayce, if you guys know who Edgar Cayce is, called the Sleeping Prophet. He passed away a long time ago, 1940s I think, or something like that. But anyways, this really resonated with me. Astrology is not so much that astrology controls your future as it is as you chose the time you were born based on the astrology. You chose the astrology of when you came into this planet or into this existence because that was a record of your past. Let me say that again. So it's not so much that with astrology, your astrology controls your future. It's more so you chose a time to be incarnated when you came in, there was a record of your past in the stars, and that pattern allows you to live out a certain life purpose, and this allows you to move in a powerful way. However, the thing of understanding this though is it's a record of the past. Doesn't have to be the future. Because many people will get, well, it shows that financially I'm not supposed to be so abundant. So what? You're just going to let that be that way because that's what it says in the stars and kind of surrender to that reality. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but you want to be abundant. Abundant is your natural state of being. Now, it means that maybe in the past you weren't abundant. But this is why it is so important now on the planet to wake up to your power. I remember I used to have a sales commission job. Every single day that I went into this job, what I would do is I would read my horoscope. And sometimes I would read my horoscope and it would say, today it's going to be hard to communicate with other people. It's going to be this, it's going to be that. Make sure this, make sure that. All of these things, I'd go into work and I literally would feel like a leaf in the wind, going to work like, where is this? And everything was a self-fulfilling prophecy. Until one day I understood that first off, a lot of those astrology readings are so general. So it's like, oh, so you're saying me and every other Sagittarius on the planet is going to go through this exact same thing. It's very generalized. However, I realized I choose what I relate to. Some days I'd go in, it would say something, and I would intend to experience the exact opposite, and I would because of that intention. Everything in life is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Everything in life. You believe something to be true, it gets reflected back to you, and you say that's the way reality is, and then it recycles, and it keeps happening over and over and over again. Now, this doesn't mean that astrology is not powerful. This does not mean that you can't look at your natal chart, your birth chart. But what I'm saying is when you look at your natal chart, your birth chart, that is what was set when you were born. And not set when you were born, but that was the patterns that were happening when you were born. However, you can change that. We're moving into a time on the planet of ascension. And what ascension means is that we're raising our vibration and we're raising our level of consciousness. Now, a lot of the old rules, a lot of the old things are starting, and a lot of the old timelines as well are starting to collapse. Meaning that in this life, we have the ability to move through more karma quicker than ever before. We have the ability in this life to really transform ourselves in a powerful way and to get this much learning done in such a short period of time. Does that resonate? Maybe that resonates with you. Ask yourself, does that resonate? The reason I say that is because when it comes to this, what the reason that we chose to come here right now, one of the reasons is because, one, we wanted to help other people wake up. If you watch my channel, you're one of the first waves of people to really wake up and to really come to this understanding, because you can only perceive that which you are the vibration of. So because you're here right now, you're already awake to this kind of information, and this is a part of you. You are what is called a light worker, or a starseed, or whatever label we want to give it. However, you also knew that by coming here, you were going to be able to dissipate so much karma in such a short period of time that it was absolutely going to be worth it. Karma from past lives, maybe Mayan lives, maybe that of Atlantis times, maybe other star system karma, who knows? But this ascension on the planet is about us dissipating that karma. And that's sometimes what will be influenced with astrology, is the karma that we have, or the things, the lessons we need to learn. You can look to astrology as a powerful tool, and in general, I read my birth chart, and it says some things that really does resonate with me. My life path number, my soul urge number, that's also getting into numerology, but it says very accurate things about me. Meant to be a speaker and share metaphysical information, and you like the esoterics, and this is how your personality is. A lot of it does resonate, but I am not a victim to it. So the thing I'm sharing with you is use astrology, but don't let astrology use you. Here's another perspective that may just blow your mind. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Now think about this. We think in reality that we are a reflection of the stars. That the stars happen and we are influenced by the stars. But what if at another point of consciousness, the stars are moving around depending on where we are in our life? What if the stars are a reflection of us? Now that may sound like a very egocentric thing. It's like, well, you're saying you're like the center of the universe. But in actuality, in your reality, you are the center of your universe. Because reality is consciousness, and you experience reality in the way that you do. And you maybe even identify with your physical body your whole life. But what I'm saying is expand it outwards, expand beyond just the physical body. You are a piece of source consciousness. You are part of the divine. But at the same time, understand that reality is simply a reflection. And maybe based on how you change in the present moment, the astrology changes as well. This may sound egotistical, but it's coming from a very deep place of understanding of consciousness. You see, we give this time-space reality so much power, past, present, future. In actuality, we're always in a new moment. What I'm sharing with you gives you the ability to always know you're creating something new. You're creating something new. You're creating something new. And because you're creating something new, the astrology is changing. But we give so much emphasis on the past. Well, this is my past. This is what my astrology says. Therefore, we create this same illusion over and over again. In actuality, as you change the parts of your past that you connect to, and you change the probable futures you will experience. There is no set past or future. There is only now. So ascension is about getting into the now moment. It's about transcending karma by forgiving other people and forgiving yourself, and focusing on raising your own vibration. And understanding that your beliefs create your reality. Your beliefs are creating your reality. When you change your beliefs, you change your reality. Maybe if you change certain negative limiting beliefs, maybe then you would notice a different part of your astrological chart. Maybe you would. But the point of this video is just to show you a new perspective that maybe you haven't thought of before, because many people that study astrology that I see, let it dictate their lives. And yes, awareness is power. No general directions. Oh, this part of the year, maybe I'm going to be a little bit more careful, all of these things. There could be an influence, but a lot of times astrology will have power over us when we're not waking up from the subconscious mind or the autopilot mind. I think that astrology, in a way, influences people more when they're in the autopilot mind, because that old past pattern just continues to run itself out. But what if the more you become aware of this, the more you wake up? The more that you become aware of this, the more you can also be how you prefer to be. Not let the past experience dictate your future. When it comes to every single belief system we have, be aware of it. Because our beliefs create our reality. And the more you become aware of that, the more you can then use it. All of these things are tools. When you use a crystal is a powerful, beautiful composition of light and sacred geometry. But it is still a form of a tool. Yes, it can be a divine tool. It can be a conscious a piece of consciousness we connect to. But once again, don't think that everything has power over you. Because if you believe it does, then it will. But many times the belief we have in this process has a good amount to do with how and what we get out of it. If you believe in astrology, then it will have more power over you than someone that doesn't believe in astrology. Especially if you believe in astrology and you go into work every day studying and saying, what does my horoscope say? And letting that become a self-fulfilling prophecy. The true power is within you, and the way you tap into that is by understanding that and believing. What are your beliefs about reality? Believing that you can choose what those are. If you believe something has power over you, then it will. If you believe that something, you don't have a belief about it, whether it has power over you or not, but you are going about it in the autopilot mind, then it may be unconsciously doing that and maybe running itself out over and over again. So understand that for this whole entire process, it's about taking your power back and understanding that. When I look to my astrology, I use it as a tool. Sometimes I'm aware of it, but recently I got this whole astrology of my whole year of like all these predictions and stuff. Don't do this in this time. And a lot of it was filled up with like positive things, but a negative spin on them. Like more worry and anxiety here, more of this here, more of this here. And it was like, at a certain point, I was like, you know what? I'm going to just live in the moment and I'm going to go through it in my own way. And there's a lot of positive things in it, but I'm like, do you want to know everything that happens in your future? Some people say they would, but then it takes you out of the present moment. So come more here now. Now, ascension is about raising your vibration and understanding that as we raise our vibration, we are rewriting a lot of the old codes. We're rewriting all of this stuff. We're creating a new story for ourselves. We're creating our new story as a humanity. We're going to drop this victim mentality of how things have been done for thousands and thousands of years, this level of control that's been on the planet for a very long time, and we're becoming more aware of how we can let all that go. And then we're rewriting the story. And in this lifetime of ascension, we have the ability to dispel that karma, to dissipate that karma by forgiving ourselves, forgiving other people, understanding the truth. The truth is all of us are connected. We are spiritual beings living temporary human experiences. And the more we become aware of this is the more we take our power back. And the more we take our power back is the more we can then put it where we want to go. So ascension is about raising your vibration, understanding this, and then understand that with astrology, it is a pattern, a record keeper of the past, of when you were born. You did choose your birth. You chose the exact time you came in because of the influences it would have. But then when you go through a spiritual awakening, you start to rewrite your own pattern. You start to rewrite your own future. We're moving into a time now where all these timelines are condensing. All these timelines are collapsing. Because of that, we can then control our own future. Not from necessarily just an egotistical point of view, but also surrendering to the divine. Having and understanding this divine plan of ascension. The ascension is a part of the divine plan. And the more we tap into that, the easier things are. That's why I make so many videos. It's all with the intention, not that like I'm this divine like guy guru or anything. What I'm saying is I allow this information to flow through because I know that the more value I add to other people, the more that comes back. And I understand that these other people are also other aspects of me. So it's a very deep concept, but nonetheless it does serve. So with this process, something that will help you through this process is raising your vibrational set point. If you haven't downloaded it already, it's one of the most powerful meditations I have. Listen to it for 21 days. It will transform your life. It's in the top of the description box below. Also, I'm going to be doing more live Q&As on Instagram. If you haven't followed me on Instagram already, you'll see that right here. I do live Q&As every day, plus I post twice a day there as well. And other than that, as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it. Let me know what you think below. What do you think about what I shared today? Is it new? Do you use astrology in your life? Are you going to let you use astrology versus astrology using you? Let me know in the comments below. And other than that, as always, peace, much love, and namaste.